So you may be experiencing some issues with your Windows 10 PC and it actually not discovering your SD card. Now this can happen for a couple of different reasons, as always. It's like my catchphrase at this point. But I will tell you there are some easy ways to fix this. The first thing being, literally, if you have an SD card or a micro SD card or whatever the case is, you want to see if it's one of those, SD cards that have a micro SD card adapter. Sometimes in my case, I do use those type of cards. What I have to do occasionally is to actually remove the micro SD card from the SD card adapter, plug it back in, and then plug that back into the Windows 10 PC. And typically at this point, it'll end up working. Sometimes there's just some finicky stuff going on with those adapters. Now, if you don't have an adapter, then this doesn't apply to you. But if you do, that's the very first thing I'd recommend doing. Now, the next thing that pretty much everyone across the board on the internet recommends, and it's like the most basic thing in the world, is to actually go ahead and restart your Windows 10 computer. Now, this sounds very basic, but typically sometimes there can be some software or some random stuff going on that just isn't really updating the hardware connection onto your device, including the SD card. So what you'll have to do is go ahead and unplug the SD card from your device. You want to go ahead and restart your Windows 10 PC. And at this point, just wait a couple of moments, wait a couple of minutes until your computer is fully booted back up. And then all you have to do at this point is to go ahead and make sure your computer is fully booted. And all you have to do at this point, once it's fully logged in, is to go ahead and plug your SD card back into your PC and see if it's discovering it. Typically at this point, you should be able to discover it unless there is some hardware problem with your SD card reader on your device or your dongle or whatever you're using. Sometimes this can end up being the case. So what you want to do is you want to test out some other SD cards. If you have some other SD cards or some other adapters, you want to go ahead and test those out in that specific case, because typically if there's a lot of, debris and dust and stuff stuck in your SD card, slot, you want to go ahead and, discover it. So taking out, a cotton swab, kind of cleaning out the inside of the SD card adapter if you can, clean out the outside of the actual SD card and see and plug it back in and see if it's, discoverable again. Typically at this point, I'll be honest, if it's not a hardware issue, like you have failing hardware, then it should be fixed as of this point. Now, what you can do at this point also is actually run a hardware troubleshooter. And this is what some of these articles state. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and press the Windows and the I key at the same time to open up settings, or you can just open up the settings yourself. You then want to go ahead and click Update and Security, and then you want to click Troubleshoot. Now at this point, you want to go ahead and scroll down until in the right window, it says Hardware and Devices. And you want to go ahead and click on that and you want to click Run the Troubleshooter. Now at this point, it'll go ahead and find issues with your hardware on your device. And if there is an issue with your SD card, it'll go ahead and let you know if the SD card reader or if the dongle or whatever the case is that your device is connecting to is failing. And if it's failing, you're probably going to have to get that fixed because it's not going to work any other way. So that's the very next thing I'd recommend doing. And that's really the main choices you have. You can also update the drivers on your SD card reader. But again, if it's failing, it's not really going to make any difference. So after running the troubleshooter, I would recommend going through and following the process it says. And if it's actually faulty and if it's actually failing, then the best bet is to probably go ahead and fix that and kind of moving on forward. So that really pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much too, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it'd mean so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly, everything also, every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.